I'd like to share with you something beautiful on this week's parsha, Miketz, from the Rebbe's father, Reb Levi Yitzchok. We have a klal, a rule that lekem midod lo remize baraisa. There's nothing that's not hinted in the Torah. This week's parsha speaks about when Yosef came out from jail on Rosh Hashanah, and the reason was Pare had his dreams. The interpreters, his chartumim, couldn't interpret his dreams. And then they said, Bishomi Tonu, over there was Nar Ivri Evet, a young Jewish slave, and he could interpret dreams. So Yosef came out and he interpreted the dreams, as we know. So then Paro said, I want to make him Mishnah Lamelch, the viceroy of Egypt. The Sorim, the ministers of Paro said, this young lad, this young Jewish kid, what does he know? Hebrew. He doesn't even how is he going to communicate with other nations? He must know 70 languages if he wants to be the viceroy of Egypt, which was then the powerhouse of the world. So the Gemara says that Hashem sent Gabriel to teach him. First it didn't work, it didn't connect, didn't register, till the Eibishter added a letter from the Eibishter's name to Yosef HaTzadik, and then the Gemara says, Kogomar. He learned and he received it. He digested it, became part of him. Which letter was it? Yosef is spelled Yud Vov Samach Pei. Here it says a posuk in which we say every Thursday. Eidus bihi Yosef Somoy. Hashem adorned Yosef. He adds over here the letter Hey in between the Yud and the Vov. When he got the letter Hey, this extra letter from Hashem's name, Kogomar, then he received this vast knowledge of in 1 minute, knowing another 70 languages. Asks the Rebbe's father, number one, where is the Seremes in the Torah that he received 70 languages? Number two, why was it the letter Hey from all the letters? And also the letter Hey is in between the Yud and the Vov. If Hashem wanted to give him a letter Hey, he could have put it anywhere in his name. The fact that he put it in between the Yud and the Vov, he Yosef, Yosef like, then there's a reason for it. Says the Rebbe's father, beautiful thing. When these Chatumim said, and the Torah repeats it, and every word in Torah is exact, they said, Vishomitonu nar ivri evet. The Torah calls Yosef, or Evet Ivri, he was a Jewish slave. It's not just a story or an expression. It's also referring to a halacha, which the Torah wants to tell us. That Yosef, yes, indeed, had a din of a Eved Ivri. The rule is by Eved Ivri, as it says in Parshas Re'eh, when the Eved Ivri leaves after he finishes his time of his going of jail, or the time of his slavery, you have to gift him, hanik, tanikla, give him hanoka, give him gifts. He can't walk out empty-handed. Says the Rebbe's father, all these that put Yosef into jail, they had to give Yosef hanoka when he came out. And that's really, if you look good, the Rebbe's father says in this week's parsha, Sai Purtifar, who he worked for, Sai Paroi, and also the Eibishter. All of them gave Yosef, for his suffering, a gift when he left. Paroi gave him his garment, he gave him his ring, his tabas, he made him viceroy of Egypt, like we've mentioned before. Potiphar gave him osnas. And what did the Eibishter gift Yosef? That was, he got tremendous amount of knowledge, the 70 languages. And that's why it says the Rebbe's father is hinted in this week's parsha. In Parshas Vayeshev, twice we call the name of Yosef's master, the one who he worked by, Putipar. All of a sudden, in Parshas Miketz, it shows up Putipera with an extra ayin at the end. Ayin adds up to 70. The 70, the ayin over here, comes in the psukim with the Eibishter writes over there. What was the Hanukkah? What was the gifts, the payment that they had to give to Yosef? Paro, he gave him his Mishnah Melech, etc. Potiphar gave Mosnas. The Eibishter also gave him a gift. What was the Eibishter's gift? That was the 70 language. So we see what the Gemara says. It Lamed Vov Amud Beis in Soite, that Gabriel came and taught him the 70 languages is hinted in the Torah in the psukim of Hanukkah, because Yosef had a din of evadivity and he deserved Hanukkah. And now you'll understand, says the Rebbe's father, he writes a big arichos about it, of why the letter Hey. I've spoken many, many times. The Yud Kei Vovke explains the Chassidus is broken up into 4 parts. The Yud goes on your etzem haneshama, your essence, your pintel yid. The Hey goes on your bina, your understanding, your lohava the lahaskel, and your Vov goes on your midas. So in the beginning, when Yosef was spelled Yud Vov, he didn't have that bracha yet to have the bina, to have the understanding. And bina means everything comes out into details in a vast rechoivus hanor, in a vast knowledge, in a broad way. So the Eibishter said, I'm going to take this Hey, which symbolizes bina, which symbolizes understanding. I'm going to give you a bracha, in the Rebbe's father's words, of moichin the gadlus, of a gift, a matone, of tremendous amount of understanding and of wisdom. And that was new moichin you're going to get. You're going to get new knowledge, 70 languages in one shot. And that was the bracha, the Hey. And that's why the Eibishter Dafke put it in between the Yud and the Vov, to show you I'm referring over here bracha of bina, of understanding. And that's why he will be able to get in one shot all the 70 languages. And that's why it's hinted in the Torah. Dafke in this week's parsha, there's nothing that's hinted in the Torah, and that's the extra ayin in the psukim of the Hanukkah, in the gifts, to teach you that Yosef was blessed with the 70 languages.